get some joy in here. Let's get some shots. Let's do it.
Yeah, baby.
I think we should do a shot. And
I feel like I agree. I don't know what's happening with our wheel lately. We never land on it. It's time.
It is broken.
It's totally
we'll resume with Union Railroaded.
Okay, yeah. I'm almost done with my second bottle of Absolut. Nice. I think they must have watered this sucker down. I don't know, because it's not no way to.
Your husband did that, didn't he?
Yeah,
like
somebody else
in there.
My kids have been in the liquor cabinet. Cheers, everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is actually great piece of news, because after Biden, I think, lied and said that they had come to an agreement. Well, first he put together some committee to come up with something, and this was a few weeks ago, right? Maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago.
They more or less claimed that they had solved the strike.
Right.
They resolved it. Biden
right. Well, the first agreement that he put together was soundly rejected, right? Because it was just a little bit of a pay raise, but like 1 sick day or something. Then a couple weeks ago, he announced, without talking to workers, like in all of these reports, apart from like Jordan Sheridan and a couple other independent news outlets, none of the mainstream media talks to the workers. They talk to the CEOs, they talk to Wall Street bankers, they talk to, but they never talk to workers and find out what their issues are. And so when Biden just came out and announced, the crisis averted, strikes averted, we're not going to shut it down, without talking to the workers, without hearing from the workers. And I was actually really worried that the union leaders were going to tamp down the unrest from the workers, but it sounds like the workers are pushing through.
Some of them tried.
Yeah.
Some of them tried, but some of these union leaders they're saying fuck this, because it was a shitty deal. So they're not playing along with it. And let's talk about a big part of why, like all these, why the Democrats are fighting against unions, which is what they really are doing. Because a new study shows that a union worker over their career makes $1.3 million over a non-union worker.
If unions weren't powerful for the workers, the CEOs wouldn't be fighting so hard against them, right?
100%. So here's an example of one of the good ones.
Jonah Furman, a great reporter.
And I would say that almost all unions are good except for police unions, but sometimes the union leadership has too much power and they're cozy with the establishment, and that's kind of what we run into with some of this railroad strike. But Reese Murtaugh, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, out of Machinist Lodge 696, sent a scathing letter. But basically it was like, hey, how could you guys have why you guys are speaking for us, but you didn't speak to us? Like, we didn't agree with this.
Yeah.
This disregard for the members' vote has taken away all credibility.
Yeah, I mean, it's really great to see that we saw it in Nevada with Bernie and the restaurant workers, right? I think where the union leaders were pushing their workers to not vote for Bernie because of his stance on Medicare for all, and they said, "Oh, that's going to hurt negotiations," which is such a dishonest lie. Like, it actually
Harry Reid in Nevada.
Yeah,
old corporate mob politics, mob level.
But the union leaders were in the same camp with Harry Reid, but then the workers came out and went against their boss's suggestion, and they voted, very heavily for Bernie. So unfortunately, there is that tension between the union bosses and the workers. A majority of almost 12,000 unionized railroad workers voted to reject a tentative labor agreement brokered in part last month by President Biden, the first dismissal by members of a dozen labor groups that must accept the deal or risk a strike. And I think that even just one of those groups can reject it and it doesn't go through. So, and there's been a few this week, but I think they only need one group to reject it. So we might have a huge general strike, bring this country to its knees.
Yeah. And And I think what people don't realize with the general strike is it can be a targeted general strike, and really,
Right.
like literally the railroad strike could take up the causes of a lot of us in other industries. And there's a trickle down effect to us. I hate to trickle down.
Absolutely.
I just trickle down. But look at all the actions. I mean, Starbucks is retaliating against all these union supporters.
Yep.
Openly telling people to go punish them, go through her files. I'm sure there's something in there we can use against her. Amazon there was a fire last week, and there'd been 3, which I'm not going to lie is a little suspicious.
Yeah. And it's always like right before they're about to have a union vote too, it seems. I think at least for 2 of them, I know that's true.
Right. So, and Starbucks suspended, I thought they fired, but maybe this is just, I'm not sure about this article, but anyway, they retaliated against a lot of workers who, there were like at least 100 workers that refused to work the night of one of these fires.
Amazon, you said Starbucks at Amazon.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Amazon. They refused to work that night and were suspended, fired. I don't know. Who knows what.
I mean, it was not safe to go back in there. The fire had just happened, the smoke, I mean, what a few years for people's lungs, right? Like COVID, and then all the tear gas at the BLM protest marches, and now, Amazon lighting its warehouses on fire to prevent people. Now that's my allegation, to prevent their workers from voting for a union.
You just got our video kicked off of YouTube.
I know. We just got 2 reinstated. I
phrase search
a zero-sum game.
The bots are on it.
Yeah.
But they really don't want us. The press is not covering this stuff. So, I mean, it's really imperative that anyone on the left spread this to people, because the last thing that MSNBC is ever going to say is, "Oh, unions won another one," or that little rally worked. I mean, they're UHL workers, DHL, delivery drivers recently were violently arrested. There's a video that went with it, but it's kind of too long and convoluted. But basically,
when they were striking,
police came in and beat up all these strikers. And here's the thing. They've been on strike since June, and this is not reported on. And this violence was not reported on at all. No one's shown the videos of this stuff.
Yeah, but it is really encouraging that, and I will say, listen, I cannot stand Joe Biden. I really despise him, truly. But the fact that he has Marty Walsh in there as the labor secretary is better than whoever. I mean, Hillary wanted Howard Schultz. Do you remember that? So all the stuff that we're reading about Howard Schultz and Starbucks being union busters and firing their employees who want to unionize, that was her pick for labor secretary. She was right about everything.
I literally, before I logged onto the show, somebody else tweeted she was right about everything, wasn't she? And I saw it, and I'm like, oh, I gotta just drop that from my memory bank. And you brought me back.
That could have been our labor secretary, Howard Schultz. All right. Anyway, so that's all good news. That actually is really good news. And it seems like they are not allowing their voices to be sublimated. So solidarity always with all of you. Thank you for your hard
100%.
work.
I mean, the good news is that despite the press not covering this stuff, that even if it's not getting covered, the unions are still winning. Their suppression tactics haven't worked. But imagine if we get more coverage out about this, the trickle down effect to other unions and other strikes. So we need to spread the word and get people behind this, because it's more important to be behind the union strikes than it is electoral politics to me.
I think so too. It's the only thing that's actually going to agitate for change on any substantial level. All right. I think we should spin, right? Do we have any other? Let's do it.
Oh, I didn't take a shot off, but that's all right. We shouldn't.
All right, let's see if we actually land on one legitimately.
Yeah, baby.
There we go.
What are the chances? we have 25 shots on the wheel and 1 subject wedge. Can't believe we actually landed on a shot. Yay.
I'm here. I'm just in my socialist small apartment grabbing a beer from my fridge. So.
Good for you. You're no class trader.
Absolutely not. So, but we have a shot to do. Let's try.
Yeah. You got it? Oh. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Oh, you're ready for me? God, I'm so
I know. I poured it fast. I was like, you got to get there.